reduced from overnight. Oil prices falling below $100 a barrel.
According to Market Watch, that's at levels we haven't seen since before the Russian-Ukraine invasion. And while gas prices at home remain high, they're holding steady. AAA has the U.S. average at $4.31 today, down about 1 penny. Here in Ohio, it's been at $4.07 for a couple of days now, but compare that to $3.23 a month ago and $2.70 a year ago.
And you can see why people are worried and looking for other options. We've told you about the growing popularity of electric vehicles.
And new this morning, John Rutter is live to explain some people are turning to public transportation.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Katie. Well, Greater Cleveland RTA has seen that ridership jump over the last month, and now that an all-day pass is just $5, they're expecting more people to ride the rails and board the bus.
Another week, another hike in fuel prices across Northeast Ohio.
You can leave that car at home. Public transit in Cleveland is robust.
The latest price increase has many people scrambling to find alternative modes of transportation, and now the RTA has seen a jump.
Our January ridership was up about 18%, and we're seeing about a 20 to 25% increase over the most recent weeks.
The transit agency slashed the price of an all-day pass from $5.50 to an even $5 and offers a monthly pass of just $95.
For our transit-dependent customers, RTA is a lifeline. Our largest mode of ridership is for individuals going to work, to schools, and to healthcare, and those are critical aspects to having a viable community.
The price of fuel jumped again last week with an average here in Ohio of more than $4 a gallon, so even for the more fuel-efficient vehicles, it can still cost over $50 just to fill up.
RTA doesn't feel the same pain at the pump we do, protected by a fuel hedging program. Their prices are locked in through 2023.
By being hedged, when the price of fuel increases at the pump, we have a protection against that rise, and so we would only expect for this year our fuel prices to increase by about 10%.
Recently, the transit agency has shifted its fleet to compressed natural gas, which also benefits from a savings. Right now, 52% of RTA's fleet now utilizes the alternative fuel source. By the end of the year, it will be 60%.
As we have moved to compressed natural gas, we had two benefits. One, we have a cleaner air vehicle, which provides benefits to our community. But in addition, natural gas has been cheaper and more advantageous for our organization from a cost perspective.
Just last year, RTA launched its next-gen redesigned transit system, giving more people who live in Cuyahoga County access to public transit. Thanks to that revamped route and the redesign, twice as many people live within a half mile of a high-frequency transit route. Katie?
Okay, John, thank you. And rising gas prices are also affecting local nonprofits. Meals on Wheels Westlake delivers 150 meals to about 80 people in 5 western suburbs every day. That's more than a dozen routes and 70 drivers per week. All of them are volunteers, which means they all fill up their own gas tanks at pumps with steadily rising prices. Thankfully, the staff at Meals on Wheels say that their volunteers are so dedicated and none have complained or dropped a route.
As of yet, they haven't really said too much about it, but once again, I mean, they're feeling the pain just like everybody else, but we're a nonprofit and they know how important it is. And we don't get any state or federal funding, so we're kind of really dependent upon the generosity of those that help us every day.
Meals on Wheels Westlake is always accepting donations too, by the way. They say monetary donations really do go a long way.
Time now 6:04. You might notice more state troopers on patrol this week. With colleges on spring break and St. Patrick's Day coming up, the Ohio State Highway Patrol is ramping up. The goal is to reduce crashes and improve safety on the roads. If you're leaving Ohio, keep in mind troopers in other states are taking part in this initiative as well. Thankfully, if you're hitting the road, you're staying close to home, you don't have to worry about the weather.
Yeah, the weather's pretty quiet for us today. Slim shot that we may have a few rain showers popping up on our Power 5 radar. Over the last few hours, I've been monitoring a few light rain showers back towards Toledo, but that's about it. I think for the majority of the morning, we're quiet, we're dry. That's great news for that morning drive into work. But notice this boundary kind of hanging out right along the lakeshore. It's going to be close enough today to potentially kick off a few rain showers, but the key word will be light. I don't expect any anything heavy or widespread. So good news, if you're planning on heading out to the park, maybe doing some work around the house, weather should cooperate. You may need the light jacket this morning, most of you in the 40s, but check out where these temps are headed for the afternoon. We're flirting with 60 once again. Upper 50s this afternoon, more clouds, isolated rain, but still a very nice day to get outside. I'll let you know what you can expect for St. Patty's Day, for the parade, other big festivities coming up.
Now to a somber reminder, it has been 2 years since the COVID-19 pandemic first impacted Northeast Ohio. And in those years, more than 37,000 Ohioans have died from COVID-19 related issues.
So today, the city of Cleveland will be honoring the people we've lost to COVID with a day of remembrance and resilience. It's also dedicated to the first responders and essential workers who have been tirelessly fighting on the front lines. Schools, hospitals, and businesses are all encouraged to display the names of people impacted by COVID. You can find more information and details about how to get involved on the News 5 app and website. Today is the deadline for all nursing home staff in the Buckeye State to be fully vaccinated. The Ohio Healthcare Association telling our partners at the Akron Beacon Journal that the federal mandate won't lead to staffing shortages. The agency says nearly all of the employees who are not vaccinated have taken advantage of religious exemptions. They say even if there are employees on the fence about getting a vaccine, enforcement isn't immediate and may be waived.
Continuing COVID-19 coverage now, a new study out this morning shows the impact of the virus on a person's mental health. It looked at about 250,000 people, 4% of whom tested positive for COVID. Researchers found those who tested positive were more likely to experiencing lingering feelings of depression that lasted about 2 months. People who suffered more serious cases were likely to experience depression 16 months later. Researchers did not find an exact link between COVID and mental health, but they say feelings of isolation from being bedridden may play a role. The GMA crew will have more on mental health and a new study that shows a spike in children being diagnosed with mental health disorders. That's ahead right here on News 5 in the 8 a.m. hour.
6:07 is the time right now. To the expanding war in Ukraine, Russian troops on the ground appear to have stalled, and the army now relying more heavily on airstrikes. Overnight, there were more devastating missile attacks on civilians and apartment buildings. Officials say that they are targeting civilians meant to cause as much terror as possible. Meantime, the economic sanctions are putting a squeeze on Russia. A U.S. official confirming to ABC News that the Kremlin reached out to China for military equipment, with China said to be considering that request, though leaders in Beijing deny it.
We will ensure that no country is able to get away with such a thing.
There is no path to victory for Russia because the Ukrainian people will continue to resist.
So a fourth round of peace talks between Russia and Ukraine was held virtually. Another call expected for today. The former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine says Russia won't win this war because the Ukrainian people are determined to fight. Well, here at home, our local Ukrainian community is holding a rally tonight in Seven Hills. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's going to be at City Hall. And during tonight's City Council meeting, the mayor of Seven Hills is expected to introduce a resolution in support of the Ukrainian community. It's one of several cities considering similar resolutions in support of Ukraine this week, including Chagrin Falls and Brooklyn. Also happening today, you can get free help with your taxes. Cleveland Public Library is offering this free tax help through mid-April.
Yeah, just head to the Carnegie West branch today. Registration is required, and you need to bring your documents, of course. United Way volunteers are at the Lorraine Public Library Tuesday through Thursday until April 14th. Volunteers are certified to prepare basic tax returns. So to schedule an appointment in Lorraine, you can call 211. Of course, the deadline to file your taxes this year, April 18th.
And let's talk tax returns now. While getting a lump sum of a few thousand can seem like maybe an invitation to go on a shopping spree, experts say there's better ways to treat yourself.
My best advice to you is to pay yourself first. And that typically means making those long-term investments to your future that can help you improve your finances so that you can unlock better opportunities.
Experts at Credit Sesame say if you want to improve your credit score, the first step is to lower your credit utilization. They say lenders look to see you spending less than 30% of your available credit. Then start paying off the credit cards that have the highest interest rate. If you have multiple high interest rate cards, you'll want to spread out your money across the board.
You know, if you have a good credit score, it unlocks doors for you so you can save thousands of dollars on your car payment. You could buy a home that is in the neighborhood of your choice with, you know, more compelling interest rate on your mortgage.
All right, one local mother hoping to narrow the racial wealth gap by handing down 3 homes to her son. A 2019 survey conducted by the U.S. Federal Reserve found a white family has 8 times the wealth of a typical black family. Charlize Freeman purchased all 3 homes for her son's 16th birthday and put them in his name. All of them are rental properties, already occupied and generating revenue.
The purpose of me giving it to him so young is so I can teach him, and hopefully, you know, by the time he's fully ready, I can let him go. But this is something that we can do together.
Forbes reports the U.S. black home ownership rate in the first quarter of 2021 was just 45%. That's compared to nearly 74% for non-Hispanic white households. Now, with that in mind, Freeman is passing down the ingredients of success and generational wealth. Want to see the full video of Freeman surprising her son with the homes? We'll have the entire video for you at news5cleveland.com.
Love it.
Great idea.
Yeah. Amazing gift there. Still ahead here on Good Morning Cleveland. 40% of seniors say they are moving less now since the start of the pandemic. So we're taking a look at how that may be impacting their physical and mental health. Coming up for you at 6:25.
Back with you now here at 6:14. This week marks a lot of pandemic milestones, including 2 years ago, the Greater Cleveland Food Bank started hosting those weekly drive-through food distributions at the Muni lot. And the goal was to help as many families in need as possible as pandemic-related shutdowns started.
Yeah, and today they're marking the 100th food distribution there at the city's Muni lot. That's where Tanisha Cordell is live this morning for us. Tanisha, we are seeing signs that the pandemic is easing a bit, but the need for this kind of service is not.
Absolutely. I mean, clearly so many Northeast Ohio families still coping and really grasping this food insecurity, you know, that's been going on well before the pandemic. And like you said, still carrying on now. And we did speak to the food bank about reasons why and things that need to happen next to help. At the height of the pandemic, the Greater Cleveland Food Bank was helping feed up to 5,000 families weekly. In total, since March 2020, it served nearly 180,000 households and more than 367,000 people. In 2021 alone, it served 87,000 new clients for the first time. The numbers have since gone down, but the organization is now seeing another spike in demand.
We are seeing for the food bank itself almost a 20% increase in our food costs, and we've had to purchase more food.
We're told the food bank is dealing with the same issues families are facing: rising food and energy costs. Not to mention, for families, federal pandemic aid ended in December, leaving a gap in budgets for some.
We're still serving more people than we were before the pandemic.
During its 100th food distribution today, the food bank anticipates at least 2,000 households will come through its line.
As long as the need is still there, we're going to continue to be there.
As demand remains high, so does the need for volunteers and donations. Right now, the yearly Harvest for Hunger campaign is going on, making it easier for you to contribute when shopping at grocery stores. Now, the Greater Cleveland Food Bank will be out here at the Muni lot from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pierre's Ice Cream will be out here, too, handing out treats. Giant Eagle also donating lunch to staff and volunteer as a way to say thank you. Now, remember, if you are planning on coming out, you do need to pre-register. The information there on your screen. You can do that online or by calling the phone number there provided. Mike, what's going on? It's
What's
good to
going
see ya.
on? Wind.
Quote unquote, see ya.
Wind's going on.
You see my hair.
I
Yeah,
saw it. Thanks, Tanisha. The Greater Cleveland Food Bank is also getting some help from Beechwood High School students and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Hope Soars campaign is raising $50,000 for the food bank. The Cavs-themed butterfly pop-up installation will be stationed at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse through March 26th.
To be able to get this incredible visibility and to continue to raise awareness of the need in our area really is important.
So fans can scan a QR code near the butterfly to donate directly to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. Every dollar donated can help provide enough for 3 meals. We have more information on how you can help on our News 5 website, which is news5cleveland.com, and as always, our free News 5 app. Time now 6:17. It's Tuesday morning, and so you know what that means. We got a new roundup of new and interesting food and beverage news for our Try It Tuesday.
Yeah, first up, Old Bay seasoning, which is normally used for seafood dishes. It's getting into the vodka game, okay? Old Bay vodka will only be sold in Maryland and Delaware. The company suggests making vodka ginger spritz, vodka grapefruit sodas, and even using it for a crab rigatoni.
Interesting. Guinness getting ready for St. Patty's Day with a breakfast tea amber. It'll only be available in the U.S. close to the holiday.
Ohio's own Skyline Chili also getting into the holiday spirit with green pasta.
Oh, no.
This has been a tradition for more than a decade, though. You can get a plate at participating locations this Thursday only.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
It doesn't, just visually.
It tastes the same.
Yeah, it is going to taste, yeah. But, you know, we also eat with our eyes, right? And I just don't know how that one.
Are you like the type of person where it has to look really good to you for you to enjoy it?
No.
So what's wrong with that then?
Well, it's just the color of it is a little.
He's not
I'm
a
just
green,
saying,
he's not a green pasta man.
I guess not.
I would try it on St. Patrick's Day.
It'll grow on you, I'm sure. The weather will definitely grow on you. It was gorgeous yesterday, and it's going to be just as nice for today. A few more clouds around, but we can handle that. Maybe a sprinkle or two, isolated rain, but overall, a mild day ahead. Feeling more like spring, not just for today, but for much of this week. Looking great for your weather forecast. So my advice, as I've been telling you, get outside, make some plans if you don't have any, because it is just going to be absolutely gorgeous, especially by Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, likely the warmest in about a decade for your St. Patty's Day plan. So enjoy it. Temperatures likely hovering near 70 degrees. Not much of a chance for rain for today, about a 20% shot for a few light rain showers, but overall it should be mainly dry with just that slim chance for a little bit of rain. I don't expect much rain for that morning drive. I think the better shot for rain will be late morning into the afternoon. 48 degrees in Cleveland right now, 37 in Worcester, so some of you may need the jackets. It is a chilly start in a few spots, but overall, the trend will be for the milder weather to stick around. We will have to deal with this weak frontal boundary hanging right around the lake shore. It is going to kick off maybe a little bit of light rain as we go through the day, but overall, the warmth will be with us. As you see with our futurecast, by this afternoon, we're into the mid to upper 50s, maybe a few sprinkles, a little bit of light rain, but we get rid of that completely by tomorrow, and those temperatures will be soaring to the middle 60s. How about temps close to 70 for your St. Patrick's Day? So you can see the warmth surging north, and we get to enjoy it for the rest of the work week. I cannot wait to get out there myself. Hopefully you will be able to get out and enjoy it. Park time, yard time, perfect for all of it.
All right, it is time right now, 6:20, to update you on some of our top stories.
Today, President Biden's nominee for the Supreme Court is going to meet with more senators ahead of her confirmation hearings. Hearings for Ketanji Brown Jackson start next week in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. She only needs a simple majority vote to be confirmed. 6 people subpoenaed by the committee investigating last year's January 6th riots must turn over requested documents by today. The committee chair says the individuals promoted false claims about the 2020 election and tried to delay certification of electoral votes. Those individuals must also appear for depositions starting next week.
And the Federal Reserve starts a 2-day meeting. It's expected to announce an interest rate hike after it's over. Economists expect a quarter-point hike, but the central bank will consider several other important issues. The expected rate hike would be the first since 2018.
Still coming your way here on Good Morning Cleveland, the morning motivation you need to get up and moving this morning. The secret to living a long life. We're going to hear from a Powerhouse 100-year-old. That's coming your way right after the break. 6:24, it is a worry that many of us have had during the pandemic. How do we protect our elderly loved ones from COVID-19?
And now there's a different concern about their health, born from COVID restrictions and fear of the virus. A recent study found nearly 40% of seniors say they have been moving in the last 2 years, and they feel more socially isolated. According to the CDC, physical activity, even just walking, can help prevent or maintain 4 of the 5 most expensive chronic conditions that seniors face in this country, like diabetes and heart disease.
Lifting heavy weights helps you build muscle, which you start to lose when you start to age. And it also looks good, helps with bone density.
Arthritis alone racks up medical costs of nearly $140 billion a year.
All right, a little inspiration to get you up off the couch this morning or out of bed. A Wisconsin woman who just turned 100 wanted a bowling birthday party.
This is my first birthday party I ever had. To live to be 100, eat right, exercise, and pray.
Amen.
She said this was the first birthday party she ever had.
First bowling birthday party.
Oh, bowling.
Yeah.
I thought she said it was her first birthday party. I felt really sad for her. All right, so this Powerhouse has been bowling every Monday with her senior league. Friends and family came out to celebrate the huge milestone. And even though she bowled a 133 on her first game, Bernice says she is focused on becoming a better bowler. See, still have those goals at 100.
Okay, it does say this is my first birthday
That's
party.
what I thought
in
she
the verbatim,
said.
unless we missed the
Yes.
word in typing it in
No, I
there.
think
But
she
either
said-
way, happy birthday, girl.
Yeah, right? Her first party. Speaking of parties,
We're
you got
partying.
the Shamrocks behind you there,
Forecast.
Renisha.
Yeah, it's time to start thinking about it, planning
Time to
those
chair
parties. A few days away, we've got our big St. Patrick's Day holiday, and we've got big time warmth headed our way. It was mild yesterday, mild today, but really warm for St. Patrick's Day. I'll let you know just how warm and when a better shot for rain returns to the area coming up.
Welcome back to Good Morning Cleveland on News 5.
Just about 6:30 here on your Tuesday morning. I'm Mike Brookbank.
And good morning. I'm Katie Houston. Thank you so much for keeping it right here with us on Good Morning Cleveland. We have new information just into the newsroom. This is about university hospitals. They're apparently being recognized as one of the world's most ethical companies. This honor is given to companies committed to business integrity, ethics, compliance, and practices. According to university hospitals, it is one of 7 honorees in the healthcare category. The full list of 2022 world's most ethical companies is expected to be released today.
Bouncing back from a life-threatening health scare to help those in a similar situation. This morning, the story of how one college student's life has come full circle. Her incredible journey, starting out at Akron Children's Hospital more than 2 decades ago. Bernadette Fresti is a nursing student at Kent State University.
It kind of all went back to me having literally owing my life to healthcare professionals.
The 21-year-old was born with a heart defect
It's a very serious heart defect. It's one of the most serious.
that prevented part of the organ from fully developing.
The left side of your heart's responsible for pumping blood to the rest of your body.
A series of surgeries to redirect the blood flow and bypass the problem area helped save Bernadette's life.
I'm very fortunate to be doing as well as I am and to have not had any serious complications.
Throughout her entire journey, pediatric cardiologist Chandrakant Patel was by her side.
A very important part of my childhood growing up.
The pair recently reuniting.
He is wonderful. My family loves him.
This time, though, instead of Bernadette needing care at Akron Children's, she was helping provide it as part of her pediatric nursing class at Kent State University.
Obviously, I was really excited about this.
Bernadette was surprised the cardiologist remembered her immediately.
That was the first time I had seen him since I was probably 12 or 13.
Facing a survival rate of 40 to 50% as a baby, Dr. Patel understands the significance of this reunion.
It is very gratifying that she is doing so well and she decided to choose the medical field.
Patel tells us doctors and nurses who go through the health challenges Bernadette faced have a better understanding and offer that unique perspective.
They can relate in much better way to the other family members. It is a testament that, look at this, what she has gone through and at what stage she is, and she is now providing care to the other children.
The source of hope Dr. Patel provided Bernadette
He's such an amazing doctor and so knowledgeable.
is what continues to inspire her as she prepares to help children and their families facing similar challenges.
My mom would always tell me to be brave. Every time before I would go into procedure or surgery, she would just say, "Be brave, Bernadette, be brave."
So once she graduates next May, Bernadette plans to apply for a handful of jobs at hospital systems here in Northeast Ohio. And she tells us, of course, Akron Children's will be getting a resume for the significant role that agency or health system played in her life.
Well, I bet they'll be trying to scoop her up so quick. What a great story. It just showcases the great doctors we have here, the great nurses, and nurses to come as well. So I love that.
Yep. Best of luck to Bernadette.
A heartwarming story. The forecast is warming us up too, Ramisha.
Oh, yeah.
We love that. Bring it on, all of it.
After that cold and snow over the weekend, Mother Nature rewarding us with some warmth. That was much warmer yesterday. We get to enjoy those mild temps again today, but there's a few differences from yesterday. There may be a little action on the Power 5 radar as we go through the day. I think for much of the morning we stay dry, but notice this boundary hanging out just to our north. I think it's going to sag south a little bit by late morning into the afternoon, and that may kick off a few light rain showers. This system doesn't really have a lot of moisture to work with, but as we go through the day, there could be a little bit of light rain for you to deal with, but it's not going to amount to much, so I wouldn't worry about it all that much. Temperatures feel great out there, close to 50 across downtown Cleveland. Little breeze out of the south-southwest, around 8 miles per hour, so no strong wind to worry about today. Temperatures in the 40s, likely for much of the morning, but look what happens by the afternoon. Even with some clouds around today, we should still get close to 60 degrees, and yes, maybe a stray shower or two, but we can handle that. We're pretty tough.
Well, a lot happening overnight between Russia and Ukraine. 3 NATO member countries announcing plans to visit Ukraine's capital of Kyiv to show support for the Ukrainian government. And within just the last 5 minutes, we have learned the number of refugees now fleeing Ukraine has risen to 3 million. This comes as the Russian army ramps up airstrikes. There were more devastating missile attacks on civilians and apartment buildings in Ukraine. Tomorrow, the International Court of Justice will rule on allegations against Russia. It'll focus on allegations made by Ukraine, accusing Moscow of planning genocide. This case is different from a Ukraine war crimes investigation launched by an international criminal court, which is a different tribunal, also based in Hague. Well, the news and images coming out of Ukraine are very difficult to see, and that's especially true for veterans.
Yeah, now an Ohio Veterans Center is taking new steps to help handle them. The Veterans Center in Norwood, near Cincinnati, has started a weekly open group. Veterans can show up to get help without an appointment. They're telling a number of reactions and seeing a number of reactions of this crisis in Ukraine, including anxiety, panic attacks, and nightmares. This can also affect their relationships with family members. And they have some advice.
You know, recognize that the way they might be feeling right now has nothing to do with you.
In a recent post on the VA website, the secretary acknowledged the concern for combat veterans who may be dealing with post-traumatic stress tied to the images out of Ukraine. If you know someone who needs help right now, have them call the Veteran Crisis Hotline. That number is 800-273-8255 and press 1. Today marks 12 years since Elyria police officer James Kurtstetter was killed in the line of duty. The 15-year police veteran arrived to a dispute between neighbors, only to be ambushed. The Elyria Police Department will hold a wreath-laying ceremony in his honor today at noon. In just about 3 months, a new concealed carry bill will go into effect in Ohio.
This was one of the bills the governor signed into law yesterday. Senate Bill 215, it eases Ohio's concealed carry rules, allowing anyone who's 21 or older and is legally allowed to own a gun to conceal carry without a permit and the additional training and background check that come with it. They also don't have to tell police they have a gun on them unless they are directly asked. Ohio Democrats say this bill will make Ohioans less safe and that the governor has put his own political interests over public safety. In a statement to News 5, Ohio Republicans tell us that law-abiding Ohioans do not need a permission slip from the government to carry a firearm to defend their families and communities. Time right now is 6:36. We're looking live over at Progressive Field there in the background. It is exactly a month. The Cleveland Guardians will be taking the field for their home opener. We cannot wait for that. Today, though, they'll be hosting their first full workout, down in sunny, warm Arizona.
And then at the end of the week, the team's going to play its first spring training game against the Cincinnati Reds. You can get tickets right now on the Guardians website. Just down the street, the sidelines will look a little different for the Browns this year. The team let go a fan favorite, wide receiver Jarvis Landry. He spent 4 years with the team, but his release gives the team an extra $15 million in salary cap money to play with.
And we're getting down to the final stretch of the NBA season with the Cavs continuing to fight for a spot in the playoffs. Last night, they played the LA Clippers. They won 120-111. So the team will play the 76ers tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Well, coming up, another sign of spring, the Buzzards are back from their winter vacation. How Northeast Ohio is getting ready to celebrate their return in a decades-old tradition.
But first, how to be taken more seriously at work. The quick move to come across more powerful. We'll fill you in after the short break.
All right, if you are mustering up the courage to hit send on that work email that you've been keeping over in drafts, take out all the emojis first.
Okay, according to a new study, people who include photos and emojis, they're just not taken seriously. Researchers conducted a series of experiments with hundreds of people, and they found people saw visual messages as a desire to be liked. And they say if you want to be seen as powerful, just leave the emojis out. I don't know. How do you feel about the emojis? They have a time and a place.
Yeah, I'm not sure a lot of people do use those in a work
an email.
I think I've heard before, like, leave sorry out of work emails, like, I'm so sorry I couldn't make that meeting or something.
Yeah.
Leave it out. Just state why you couldn't make it.
Okay.
What how you plan to make it up.
Yeah.
Exclamation marks too, I've heard are like kind of try to reduce your use of that. I'm a big exclamation point
Me
person.
too.
I'd mostly like to be like, hey, excited, yay, or happy, but apparently it's a no-go. If we had emojis, I could go emoji all day about the weather.
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness. Smiley face, clapping, the prayer hands, the yes hands, all of it. Yeah.
No poop emoji needed for this forecast.
Poop emoji.
Place and the time. It's a good one.
We could have used that plenty of times across the winter, but for today, it is going to be beautiful out there. We're just 5 days away from spring beginning. We've got warm temps for today and even warmer weather right around the corner. I'll detail all of it coming up.
We're back at 6:45, and the tough economic times are hitting local food banks.
For years, we told you a $1 donation to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank provided 4 meals. Well, now, as you see there, that number is down to 3. And it comes at a time when the need for help continues to grow.
In fact, later today, the food bank will be holding its 100th distribution at Cleveland's Muni Lot. That's where Tanisha Cordell is live this morning. Tanisha, those massive distributions, they started with the pandemic, but the need is not letting up.
Absolutely. And you know what? The need has been hard to keep up with, that demand. The food bank itself, struggling to keep up with cost in-house. We're told it's already seeing a 20% or nearly 20% spike in costs. And we're told that has to deal with the food and energy cost inflation that many families are facing right now. Now, not to mention that federal pandemic aid that families were getting, that all went away and ended in December. Now, the food bank is still serving more people than before the pandemic started, and this 100th food distribution is no different. Volunteers are expecting at least 2,000 people to come through the line today. Pierre's Ice Cream will be out handing out treats just to honor the milestone, and Giant Eagle donating lunch to staff and volunteers as a way to say thank you. All this gets started from 1 and it'll go on until 4 p.m. today. Just a reminder, if you do plan on coming out, you do need to pre-register. That information will have posted inside the News 5 app and online, news5cleveland.com. Mike.
Tanisha, thank you. Nice to see you this morning. Well, it's not just here in Cleveland. The need is great all over. Later today, Second Harvest Food Bank and BGSU Firelands will be holding a mobile food pantry. People can get boxes of shelf-stable food as well as produce and frozen meat. If you plan to go, it's from 4 to 5:30 at the BGSU Firelands campus in Huron. You do need to register, and we posted that link for you on news5cleveland.com. Well, it's a sure sign spring is coming back to Northeast Ohio. The buzzards, they're expected to return to Hinckley today. From 8 to 10 this morning, an official buzzard spotter, along with buzzard fans, will be at the Cleveland Metro Parks Hinckley Reservation in Medina County to watch the buzzards fly back for the summer.
Yeah, the tradition started back in 1957 after a Cleveland Parks patrolman noticed that the birds kept coming back at the same time every year. Now, we call them buzzards, but they're actually turkey vultures. Many people look forward to their return as sort of an unofficial return of spring and the warmer weather.
So to continue the celebration, the Hinckley Chamber of Commerce is hosting the 65th annual Buzzard Celebration this Sunday. There's going to be an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast and craft fair from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the new Hinckley Elementary School, plus a Buzzard Carnival at Hinckley's Town Hall. Some good news if you fish. Starting today, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is going to release thousands of rainbow trout into public lakes and ponds throughout our state.
Yeah, they're raised at state fish hatcheries until they measure at least 10 inches. Northeast Ohio Parks will get most of their fish starting next month. You know, something we love around here are some beautiful sunrise shots and sunset shots. Take a look at this one. This breathtaking sunset was sent to us by Sandra. And you can email your weather photos to us at weatherpics@wews.com. We always love to see what the people are catching out there. So beautiful. The sun getting ready to rise on what's going to be just a beautiful day ahead, Ramisha.
Awesome day ahead. And of course, we have that later sunset. Of course, daylight saving began Sunday morning early. So we've got sunset this evening around 7:34 p.m. So get out there and enjoy the day. Just a slim shot at rain today. Still plenty of dry time. So if you got some errands to run, some work to do outside, some fun to have outside, the weather will be nice for all of it. Above normal temps in the forecast through the rest of the work week. Warmest weather likely coming just in time for all of your big St. Patrick's Day plans. Some of you touching 70 degrees. And if that happens, and I think it will, that will likely be the warmest weather in about 10 years for our St. Patrick's Day. So